Hey Erin, it's Mrs. Creeves. I wanted to go over domain and range of a graph with just the pictures. So we're gonna kind of talk about that and then we'll write them down and you can tell me what you think. Hopefully it'll make some sense to you. So let me get out of the drawing thing here real quick. No, I'm still gonna have my little eraser there. We don't want the eraser anymore. Okay. All right. So for the domain of our functions, we want to scan the pencil from left to right. Okay, and then we want to identify the x values in which you are touching the graph. So here's what I'm going to show you using the green vertical line. Okay, so I want you to put your pencil like this on this paper, and I want you to see that when we go towards the graph here, it starts touching this arrow right here because that's part of the graph. So the graph is this like I don't know, corner type thing, two lines put together. And so as we go roll that pencil around, it's always touching part of that graph. I'm not worried about the axes, the x and the y axis, just is it touching the graph? So do you think it touched the graph the entire time we ran from left to right? So when we started over here on the graph, was it touching? Yes, 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 yes. As we keep going, it keeps touching, it never breaks. So that domain is actually, let me write it down here for you, it is negative infinity to infinity. Now I'm going to teach you how to write things in interval notation because that's what I feel, can take you on to the next level, because that's how we do things in higher level high school courses is interval notation. So we'll do that together and you can tell me if it works, okay? So let me just review. This is our function. I'm going to highlight it in blue here so that you know exactly what I'm looking at. I'm looking at, am I touching the blue? Now, why did I use negative infinity, infinity? A lot of times, students want to tell me they want to count, okay, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. A lot of students will answer to me -6 to 6. But here's what makes this unique, is that there are these arrows here. And those arrows suggest that this goes on forever in either direction, okay? Well, what is forever? When does forever end? Well, it doesn't because we can keep going. Imagine the biggest negative numbers you can think of. So like -100, -1,000, -1,000,000, -999 billion. It just keeps going until we reach negative infinity. That's why I say negative infinity. And then if we go to the right, then it's going to be like 100, 100,000, 500 billion, and everything all the way to positive infinity. So I'm trying to get you to see off the page in a sense that if it has those arrows that suggest it's going further than what the graph is showing, then you want to say negative infinity and positive infinity. Okay, kind of leave them out there for you. So we won't use the end of the graph, we'll use the end of where the actual function goes. All right, so now let's take a look. I'm not going to write in yellow for this one, I'll write in orange so you can see it. But for your range, we want to scan your pencil from bottom to top. I say bottom to top. Okay, I also say bottoms up just because I think it sounds funny. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this at the bottom of the graph, okay? So right now, it's touching the y-axis, and as I move it up, it's touching the coordinate graph, but is it touching the actual function, the blue? It is not. So it doesn't do that till we hit right there. So the question to ask is, what is that y value right there? Well, ranges are always looking for y values, so I need to focus my eyes on the y-axis and what that number is. So here's 0, the origin. This is -1. This is -2. So the y value, where it starts there, is -2. So that's our very first value. So I will put that down here as the range. And this is where, so I did parentheses here. I'm going to do this thing called a bracket here for -2. Why do I do that? Well, because parentheses, I'm just going to use random colors because I don't want you to think it's associated with the green. So parentheses are used with infinity. Okay, they're also used with, I'm just going to scroll down here and see if I can see anything for you. They're really just going to be used for infinity for you. Ooh, right here, this is a good one. This open dot, they're used for open dots too. So I'm going to go back up here and add that they're used with infinity and open dots, because the open dots say, hey, I want you to include everything but this number. So that's what these parentheses are used for, whereas these brackets are used with corners, corners and sides, and anything that has a value. So like this little thing is a corner and it has a value there. This up here is a value. This one down here, I'll get to this one in a second. This is a top value here. So where the graph still exists, but it doesn't have a hole and it doesn't have an arrow. So that's what it used. And I kind of remind that as in included is what we like to say, what we like to call that. It's included values. And included kind of looks like backwards brackets, like this I looks like two brackets that we put together just the opposite way. So that's how I remember that. So included. So that's why I used this -2 here with the bracket, because it was included. All right, now let's keep rolling this up. We started with the bottom, we're rolling it up to the top, and it looks like it stops right here, right? Because of this, you know, here's this blue, it's stopping, it's at 3. But remember what we said, this is going on forever. This arrow. So it's still going. We still finish writing up this coordinate graph. Looks like maybe we should stop here, but what do we say about the arrow? It's still going. So if you imagine it's going up and up and up and up, what is the biggest number you can imagine going up? 10, 20, 100, 100,000. So it goes up to positive infinity here. So that one would be positive infinity. All right, let's take a look at this one. Number 2, we'll go over that one. There's lots of practice problems on here, so I'll go over a couple and then I'll let you finish the rest on your own. So again, when we are doing domain, here we go, domain left to right. We want to start with like our negative infinity side and we want to go to our positive infinity side. So we start rolling our pencil, and where is the first place that it touches this graph? Well, it's kind of covering it, but where is it touching? Remember, we're looking for x values, so we have to look on the x-axis. So this number, this is -1, -2. This is -3, where it first touches. And it's the graph is a part of the graph. There's a point there, so I'm going to use my bracket because it's included. So -3, comma. Now let's keep moving. So -3 was the first place it touched. Keep going. We're on the graph. We're on the graph. We're on the graph. We keep going, and then the graph is going to stop right there. It's not going to keep going, and that value over there is what? It is a positive 3. So we put 3 to 3. It is included, so we're good to go. All right, now let's take a look at this one here. Let's do the range. We're going to go bottoms up. So we start from the negative infinity values, the negative y values, and we move up to the positive y values. So we start writing this up here, and it touches this pink, which is the bottom of that graph. And what is that value? What is that value there? Remember that the ranges are y values. So I have to look at my y values, -1, -2, -3. So that's a -3 there again, because we have this beautiful circle. So -3, and then it pops its way all the way up. Whoops, and I just moved that. I'm just going to hit that real quick. So then I go -2, -1, still touching the graph, 0, I'm still touching the graph, 1, 2, and then we hit 3, and it stops. So 3 is our top value there. And all of those were included because we didn't have any arrows and we didn't have any open dots. So that's why. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to pause really quick and then I'll pop you back to a problem I want to look at. Okay, so let's look at number 11 where it has that open dot that I was talking about. So again, domain, we go left to right. So as we go left here, oh, pardon me, sneezes. Okay, as we start from the left and move right, we hit, like, I think this is like -6, -5, -4. We're not hitting the graph yet. We start hitting the graph right here at this dot. Do you know what that value is? On the x-axis, I always say that the the pencil is going to touch the value that you're looking for, because sometimes our eyeballs want to go over here because we can see all the numbers on the y-axis, but it's actually the one that it's covering up. So like if we put a little arrow on the top of this green thing here, oh sorry, it just kind of let it go. If we put a little arrow, it's like pointing right here. What is this value? That would be a -2. So the domain starts at -2 and it's a solid black dot, so that means there's a point there, so it is included, so -2. And now we're going to keep moving it over to the right, still touching the graph, still touching the graph, still touching the graph, and then we hit this point here with this open dot. So it's not really touching the graph there because that open dot means that there's a missing space. So actually we're going to go all the way to that point, but we're not going to include it with that bracket. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 5 is at that point right there. So we're going to write 5 down, but we're going to do it with a parenthesis because it has an open dot there. So 5. Sorry, my pen is being really goofy, so my handwriting looks super terrible today. It's not necessarily the greatest in the first place, but it's getting much worse today. All right, so range is bottoms up. So we start at the bottom. I don't touch it yet. I don't touch it yet. I don't touch it yet. Right here is where I start touching it, but it's that open dot. What is that y value? So look at the y-axis where the yellow is touching there, and that's going to be what? Let's see, -1, -2. So it's going to be -2. However, because it's that open dot, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a parenthesis there since it's really not included in our domain. But then everything starting after -2, as we move this up, 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 we're touching the graph, touching the top, all the way up. And it's okay, look at this. So see how it's not touching the graph over here, but it is over here. This is the one that counts. Like you want to focus on any time you're touching the graph. So just because it's not touching over here, it's still good. There's still values over here, still y values. So don't worry about that. So coming up, coming up, coming up, and then we hit 1 up here. And that value up here, there is a dot, there is a value. So we write -2, 1, and that is included since there is a dot there. All right, hold on one more moment. Okay, so now we're down here at this number 3. It's towards the bottom of your page because I kept kind of cutting and pasting things. So this one looks much different, right? Like look at these other graphs. These other graphs for like 5, for 5, 6, and 7. Oh, sorry, my thing goes really crazy sometimes. 5, 6, 7, 8. They're what we call continuous graphs, meaning we can like ride along them and they don't interrupt. Whereas number 3, what is this? This is just dot, 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 dot. This is very strange. So a lot of times you will see teachers write this type of solution since it's not continuous as set notation, meaning as we take this, we just want to mark down what values of x these dots are at. So here's 1. That's going to be, should be -6. Hold on, let's count. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. So that's at -6. Let me write that down real quick. So I'll show you how to finish it up, but I'm going to write -6 for one of the x values. Then we go here. Here's another one. That's at -1. I might run out of room in here. Okay, so we keep going to the right. Our next one is at 2. And then if we keep going over, we're at 4. And if we keep going over, we're at 5. And then we just rate it with this little wonkadoodle thing. It's like close to the delete sign on the right-hand side of your keyboard, so you can take a look there. But I draw obviously very terrible signs, squigglies. Okay, so let's try the range. Always remember we start from the bottom and we go up. So bottoms up. The first value we hit there is a -2 for that y value. And then we go up to this one, but this one's at a -1. This one right here has a y value of 0. And these two up here, ooh, look at that. So these two up here are the same. That's okay. What is the y value that they both represent? What is it crossing there? It is crossing the y-axis at 3. So we put a 3 there. And then we put our end of our set notation. So you can try number 4 like that one. Okay, I think that's about it, and I'm going to run out of time here on the clock. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'll go ahead and print this off and try to finish it on your own and hand it in. All right, good luck, Erin. Have a great day.